The Clown's Little Trick by Knit Blyton. In John's playroom were all kinds of toys, from a big rocking horse down to the tiny clockwork mouse. They lived together happily and were kind and good to one another, just as John was kind to them. But one day, the fat little toy elephant wasn't so good after all. John had some little chocolate sweets, and he seemed to enjoy eating them very much. The toy elephant watched him and wished he could taste one. "Don't eat any more, John," said his mother. "You must make them last all week. 3 a day, I should think." John put them away on the bottom shelf of his little bookcase. The toy elephant saw exactly where he put them. And that night, in the dark, he left the toy cupboard, walked across the wooden floor and over the rug to the little bookcase. He felt about with his trunk and found the paper bag. He put his trunk inside and felt the little chocolates there. He got hold of one with his trunk and popped it into the mouse. "My, it's good," he whispered to himself. "Very, very good. I like it. Tomorrow night I'll fetch another." He went back to the toy cupboard, stood himself in a corner, and finished eating the sweet. All night long he tasted the flavor of it and was happy. He didn't think. The next night he did the same, putting his little trunk into the bag and pulling out a sweet. He ate it, and then he took another. Nobody saw him. He just stood there in the dark and enjoyed himself. But John soon found that someone was taking his sweets. He looked sternly at his toys. "Toys," he said, "it's very sad, but one of you is taking my sweets at night. Don't do it. It's very, very wrong." The toys were dreadfully upset. They looked at one another when John had gone out for a walk. "Can one of us be so horrid?" they said. "Who is it? He should own up at once." But the fat little elephant said nothing. He didn't even go red. He wasn't a bit ashamed of himself. And that night he crept off to the paper bag and took 2 more sweets. He really did. John was very sad the next day. He looked at the teddy bear, the clockwork mouse, the clown, the monkey, the elephant, the pink cat, the black dog, and all the rest of them. "If it happens again, I am afraid I shall have to lock the toy cupboard door so that none of you can get out at night," he said. This was a horrid threat. The toys did so love to get out of the cupboard and play around sometimes when John was in bed. When the moon shone in at the window, they often had a dance. It would be dreadful if John really did lock the cupboard. When John had gone out of the room, the clown stood up. "We simply must find out who is this thief," he said. "I am not going to let us all be punished for something that only one of us does. Let that one own up now before it is too late, for I warn him. I shall find him out." The toy elephant didn't say a word. The clown frowned. "Very well," he said. "It will be very, very bad for the thief when I find him out." Now that night the clown did a funny thing. He crept into the larder and found the pot of honey there. He dipped in the paintbrush and hurried back to the playroom again. He carefully painted the bit of shiny floor outside the toy cupboard with the honey on the brush. It made it very sticky indeed. Then the clown went to the breadboard in the kitchen and collected all the crumbs he found there. He took them to the little bookcase and scattered them just in front of the place where the paper sweet bag was kept. Then he hurried back to the toy cupboard and sat down beside the teddy bear. He didn't tell anyone at all what he had done. The toys were tired that night. John had played with them a lot that day. They fell asleep and slept soundly, all but the fat little elephant, who was waiting to go and get another sweet. When he was through, Everyone was asleep. He crept out of the cupboard as usual. His 4 feet stepped on the honey. Then, with sticky feet, he padded over to the bookcase and put out his trunk to the sweet bag. He trod on the scattered crumbs. They stuck to his feet, but he didn't know it. He took a sweet and padded back to the toy cupboard. He spent a long time enjoying the little chocolate. Now, just at dawn, when a silvery light was coming in through the window, the clown woke up all the toys. "Wake up," he said, and his voice sounded so stern that the toys were alarmed. "What's the matter?" they said. "I am going to show you who the thief is," said the clown. "I myself don't know who it is yet, but I'll soon know. Everyone sit down, please, and show me the soles of your feet." In great surprise, all the toys did as they were told, and the clown looked at their feet quickly. And of course, when he came to the elephant's feet, he saw the little crumbs sticking there, and smelled the honey on them too. "Here's the thief," he cried. "Bad little elephant! Look, toys, he has crumbs stuck to his feet. You see, I spread honey dust outside the cupboard and scattered crumbs in front of the bookcase, and the elephant walked over the honey and the crumbs stuck to his feet. So now we know who the thief is. Bad little elephant!" The toys were angry with the elephant. They turned him out of the toy cupboard. They made him go and stand in front of the sweet bag so that John would know who the thief was when he came in. And he did, of course. "So you were the bad little thief," he said. "I'm ashamed of you. I won't play with you any more." And the fat little elephant cried tears into the brick box at the back of the toy cupboard, and made quite a puddle there. "Serves you right," said the clown. "We shan't play with you either for a night or two. Perhaps you will think twice the next time you want to take things that don't belong to you." It was a clever trick of the clown's, wasn't it?